Hi, I am so happy to see you today. We are continuing our Learning to Read series, and we are working hard to help your child learn how to read. We can all do it. I know we can. Let's get started. Hi there, welcome to video number 2 in this reading series videos. We are so happy to have you. We got some great responses from our last video talking about the phonemic awareness. And if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to check that out. Remember, phonemic awareness is about the sounds, and sometimes we see some kids struggling with reading because they are struggling with the sounds that they hear. They see the letters, but they don't know the sounds. So see video number 1 in our reading series if you want to review that. So now in this video, we are moving on to taking those sounds and connecting them to letters. So that's what we want to take a look at today. All right, so let's talk about print concepts. And print concepts is involves working with early readers and understanding all of those things that have to go on with a book. So for example, check out this infographic here on all the things that can give you a good rundown of what print concepts should include. And some of those things that they include are like letters and words. They should know that those hold meaning, that print is about what we read, that illustrations match the print that's on the page. We read from left to right. You can take a look at that list and go over that and just check in with your child and cover those things very casually. So this kind of print concept work can be done in any kind of setting. When you are just relaxing and reading books with your child, you can just point these things out. Keep this list handy with you and just check them off in your mind when it comes up. It can be a very natural learning. Some kids need to be told a little bit more than others, but the point is just to check in with your child and make sure that they understand all of these things that are going on with the books that we're sharing with our children. So it never hurts to just directly tell our children, this is the way we hold a book. We start on the left side and we move to the right side, or this is the front of the book, this is the back of the book. Just tell them. A lot of them will pick it up naturally, but it never hurts to just tell it, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page with these concepts. Okay, so talking about all of that, the next part of this foundation that we continue to layer for your children is the fact that they need to understand that after working with the phonemic awareness pieces, and remember that's the sound learning, they need to understand that words are made up of letters, and those letters represent the sounds that we worked on in the first video. So it's those layers, we're building those foundations, and you can't skip over any of them. You will see gaps later on. If your child is having any struggles with their reading, these foundations probably have some cracks in it, and you need to go back and check it out. So the next foundation that we are talking about is phonics. And what is phonics? Phonics can be defined as learning sound and letter connections and using those connections to gain reading and writing skills. So there are a couple of things that you need to check on to make sure that you are working on the things that are important for your child's reading and writing learning opportunities. So when working with phonics, it's always a good idea to do a letter survey or some kind of evaluation, because what you're looking for, you want to know what they solidly know and what sounds and letters they need to know and they don't know yet. A great place to start with this area is their name. They usually know the letters of their name, or some of them, at least the first one, that they have a lot of experience with that. Or they might know the letters in a parent's name, or a good friend, or a sibling, or something, someone that is connected personally to their lives, because they usually see probably that name in print a little bit more. And that's a great place to start with known letters. Those are the letters that you want to start with. So when you are working with those letters from their name or someone else, those are the letters that they understand the connection of, like, oh, that letter's in my name. I see that letter in McDonald's. My name might be Mark, and I know Mark and McDonald's start the same way. That's the letter M at the beginning of both of those words. They can make those connections, and you can help them. It's your job to help them make the connections. That's always important. So make sure you're doing that. So we want to use the known sounds, letters, and possibly some words sometimes. You just never know where they pick these things up, but they do start to build this repertoire of known skills. And so then we move into making sure that they have strong print concepts, they have strong phonics concepts, and that leads them into word recognition. Okay, so we've got some known things that we just talked about. Now we move into word recognition. And so what is word recognition? Word recognition is the process by which students learn to identify words and word parts. It begins with an understanding that letters are the symbol for the sounds in words and progresses in difficulty. So these necessary parts of learning to read and write all blend together. And so it's very difficult to put it in a logical, sequential order, which makes teaching reading a challenge. And so what we want to do is, it's our job to put those pieces and parts together for the learning opportunities for our children. So if it were easy, we'd have an easy logical sequence and it would all be done for us and there would never be any reading problems. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't have any gaps. And so remember, we started with the sounds and phonemic awareness, then we moved into the print concepts, the phonics, and the word recognition, and trying to support our children's learning with what they know, to help them with what they don't know. And we're finding that space for them. And I know it's easier said than done, but that's our job and we can do it. I know it. So when we're putting all those things together with our children, it is our job to make sure that they are confident with what they know. It means praise them for their correct responses, support them with their half-knowns, like, they might be able to say it here and there, but they're not totally confident with it. It's not automatic. Those are half-knowns, and that's the space we want to work in to support our children. And do not make them feel silly or stupid for something they do not know. If they don't know it, it's our job to teach them and guide them along their journey. If they don't know it, it's because they have not yet been taught. It's our job to teach them. They don't know. It's not a guessing game. It's our job to help them. So that means that we are always going to be working with things that are familiar to them in the beginning. And then we move on from there. Remember, this is so important. I can't say it enough. We use what the child knows to help bridge the gap to what they don't know. Can't say that enough. Please remember that when you're working with your child. So once you know the letters and sounds that they are confident with, the ones that they are hesitant with, and the ones that they don't know, we can go from there. And from there, at the very beginning, when your child is new to working with letters. He or she can have fun playing around with letters. You should have some letters available. These can be letters from a Bananagrams game, or like from an old Scrabble set, or magnetic letters on a metal cooking sheet, or you can make your own letter cards, just cut them out of paper. Whatever you have, it doesn't matter. It's fun to manipulate and play around with them. So make sure you have something available, some materials available for your child. So you should also have some sand or shaving cream or rice or salt or any other creative idea that you can think of to have your child have a tactile experience. That means they can touch it with their hands. There is some muscle memory that happens when they're using their hands and their brains together. A lot of kids like that kind of experience, and it is so important to give them as many pathways in their brain to learning as possible, and those touchy-feely things definitely help. And even when we're talking about older children, they like to do that too. They can write their sight words in sand or rice, and they get that tactile feeling. It really does build strength, connections in their brain. And so I really do, don't bypass that part. It's fun. Our brains like fun, engaging things, and then they learn from there. So make sure you have those materials on hand and give your child the opportunity to do that. So this early time is about like immersing your child in fun, happy, playful experiences with letters and sounds. You can start out sorting letters that are in his or her name and letters that are not. I have a video of Sadie doing that with her name and sorting those letters. And it's really important to show your child the correct pieces and the incorrect pieces. These are the letters of my name. These are not the letters of my name. And they can start to distinguish that. That's a really good connection to make for your child, and let them discover that in all of the activities that we will show you in this video.
So now here is the fun part. We get to take all of those pieces and parts that I've been talking about and put them into actual activities that you can really solidify all of these things with your reader. No matter what level they're at, these work for any child who needs to connect sounds to letters. So let me tell you a little bit about what these next activities coming up are going to do. So remember, it's important to make sure that they are solid with their sounds so that they can connect them more easily to the letters that represent those sounds. Don't rush this part. There's no reason for them to be in a hurry with this part. Just take the time on the front end to understand what it means that these are sounds and these are letters. And once they understand that, it will explode in their learning. But if you try and rush it and put too much out there, all of a sudden it's like a pinball machine in the brain, like, wait, what's this? What's this? And they start making the connections that you don't really want. So make sure to take your time and get the process understood. And then you will really see growth and learning. So it's all about encouraging your child and staying positive. And remember, our philosophy is less is more. The fewer items you throw at them in the beginning, the more they'll be able to take on and later on. I promise you, you have to be patient, I promise. All right, so in this next video that you're going to see, I gave Sadie a name plate and it had her name on it. And then from there, I had her sort the letters in her name and the letters that were not in her name. That's what we talked about earlier, is figuring out, I know these letters, they're in my name. Here are some letters that are not in my name. Take a look at how we did that in this video clip with Sadie learning the letters from her name and not in her name. What you're doing here is showing your child that this particular set of letters make up a particular word, and there's meaning behind that word. It's me, it's my name, it gives it context. Again, you're just trying to make those connections. Their name is a very personal thing to them, so they can really dial into that connection. And then you can go from there. You can do siblings' names, parents' names, and just build slowly and surely. And I guarantee you, you will see growth shortly by just having fun and playing around and making it a positive experience.
So now we have these letters and we are going to sort them with letters in my name and letters not in my name. So let's go ahead and sort these letters. Go ahead and I want you to pick the letters that are in your name here, and the ones that aren't, put them over here, okay? Go ahead and do that.
So J is not in my name. S is in my name. G is not. A is no. K is not in my name. E is in my name. A is not. J is in my name. Oh no. Yeah. I is in my name. Go like this. I go over there. F and B is not my name. S and D I E.
Very nice job. All right. I was going to have you put those in order when you were done, but you did it all on your own. Great job. Do those letters match up here?
Yes.
Good job. Thank you.
Here I have another example of another great way to learn sounds and letters, and it's called the Alphabet Interactive Notebook. And the reason it's called the Interactive Notebook is because the child is using their hands, they're cutting, they're working on those fine motor skills, and they're sorting out the things that make the sound and the letter and the ones that don't. So in this example, you'll see Sadie taking a look at that we've put it together, and it really is a fun way for a child to make a book and practice writing their letters and all of that stuff. They can start learning some of those print concepts with that book too. So as they make their book, they turn the page, it's left to right, I write from left to right. It's all of those things just embedded by them making their own book and then going back and practicing some of those reading skills.
All right, here is our interactive alphabet notebook, and this is very useful for those early print concepts, learning about letters and reinforcing the sounds that are connected to those letters. So here we have had a page. It looks like this. This is the page that we, for the letter A, that we cut out all of our pieces and parts, and then we glued them into this notebook. In this notebook, we sorted pictures that start with the A or A sound. We can read, here is the letter A, and then I can write the letter A, and then here we have the pictures, and we did a letter sort and then glued them on. So now we're going to practice writing those letters on our lines here. We're going to write all the capital, we're going to practice the capital A here, and we're going to practice the lowercase a here. Go ahead and try that. We want to use those lines all the way up to that top line. All the way up, down, cross A. That's all right. All the way up. Oh, beautiful. Cross right on that middle line. Beautiful. Try that again.
Oh.
That's okay. Try it again.
It's starting to get closer.
All right. Why don't you try some A's down here? Tell your hand how to make that. Around, up, down, A. Nice.
Around, up, down, A. Around, up, down.
Try and touch those lines.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Around, up, down, A. Nice. Okay. Great, great job. Yes, look how neat and nice those got as he kept practicing. That's what we want to keep working on. Great, great job.
Along with that alphabet interactive notebook that we just talked about, that goes along with training those hand muscles, often referred to as fine motor skills, is an important part of the learning to read sequence. So you want to make sure that you've got that under control with your child and you're providing them lots of opportunities to cut and paste and write what they want to write and trace letters and that sort of thing, so that they're building that fine motor skill. I want you to take a look at some of these ideas that we have coming up in this video and showing you different ways that you can encourage your child to practice their fine motor skills. All right, so when we're working with letters, it's always good to put them in categories for kids. Sometimes that really helps them understand how they should be forming their letters. So what we have here are the differences between lowercase letters. And it says some letters are short, some letters are tall, some letters have tails. And that gets kids' brains kind of organizing their letters and how they should make them. You could further categorize them by the shape that the letters have and that way. But for now, we're just going to sort them this way, and then we can trace them and practice them. So that's what we're going to do right now. Go ahead and pick up your pencil and practice tracing them. All right. Great job. And there you can see we can sort these letters. We can also go back to our magnetic letters and sort them that way as well. Here's another practice your letters page when we want them to write their letters. Another way is a giraffe is tall, these letters are tall. A dog is small, these letters are small. A cat has a tail that falls, these letters fall. And when we say fall, we mean they fall below the writing line. Here, they're small, they're in between these two, and up here they're tall, they go above that middle line. So that's another way to help our children categorize letters and learn how to write them. If you keep watching this video, you'll see some more great ways to help your child with those sound to letter connection activities. And they really are fun. They're meant to be enjoyable with that layer of learning going on that your child doesn't always even know is going on. They're just enjoying the experience. So take a look at these activities that we're about to present to you. Also, I would encourage you throughout this whole process to make sure that you're making the language connection with your child. Conversation is one of the best and easiest foundational layers that you can give your child while you're doing all these other great learning activities with them. They want your attention, they want to interact. You never know what they're going to say, and I'm sure many of you out there hear your kids say crazy fun things, and that's the true learning going on.
Today we are working with an alphabet sound linking chart. And on this chart, it helps children connect sounds and letters and gives them an anchor to help themselves remember the sounds and the letters. Sadie's going to demonstrate for us how to read this alphabet sound linking chart. Let's get started. All right, you ready?
A, F,
Good job.
B, bird. C, cat. D, dog. E, elephant. F, fish. G, grapes. H, house. I, igloo.
J,
jar. K, kite. L, lion. M, moon. N, nest. O, octopus. P, pig. Q, queen.
excellent.
R, ring. S, snake. Snake.
Good job.
T, tooth. U,
Umbrella.
V, vase.
W,
wagon. X, X-ray.
Y,
yarn. Z, zebra.
excellent job. That's an alphabet sound linking chart.
She said, what's the end of the sentence?
Now I know my ABCs. Did you feel like you were doing that? That was very good. Okay, so we can leave this out, and this can be a chart that we can look at when we're reading and we're writing if we get stuck on a sound.
Like what we're writing in our book.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just put that over there for you. Another example that I'd like to share with you to help your child learn that fine motor skill, gets a little tactile, is using sand. In this sample video I have for you, it shows Sadie and I playing a game of giving each other challenging letters to write in the sand, and you get that tactile feeling when you're doing that. And notice in this video, I am very specific. If she doesn't make it all the way to the bottom, I prompt her to finish it to the bottom. That's a skill that doesn't seem important, but it really helps them, because you see kids sometimes when they make their letters crooked or sideways or something, it's down. The first one we do is a K, and we say down, in, out. And she kind of stops her finger here sometimes. Notice those details, and it really is valuable to get her to go all the way down to the bottom of that sand box. It really does help. So make sure you're dialing into those details for your child and how they're having fun playing in the sand. You can see she was so excited to give me a letter to write, and then I worked with her. You'll notice there's a lot of patience. Try it again, try it again. She never really seemed to be bored with it. She just kept trying it, and I kept encouraging her to do it more and more correctly. Praise what they can do and then build from there. All right, today we are going to have Sadie help us practice forming our letters in sand. Sadie really likes to practice her letters with the sand, and she's going to explain to us what she likes to do with us. So take it away, Sadie.
First we do, she makes me do a letter, then I make her do a letter, and then
What does the sand help us do?
practice our letters.
Practice our letters, or we could write our words in it or whatever we want, right? All right, so we like to play a game with the sand. Go ahead. Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Me.
Okay. You're going to give me a letter? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, starting off hard. All right.
This one.
Oh, you looked at it. Actually, we could just put that right there to help ourselves, couldn't we? All right. Down, in, out, K. That's what I'm going to tell my hand to do, okay? Down, in, out, K. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to let you trace it, and I'm going to have you make that.
Down,
In, out.
K.
Very good. Try that one more time. Tell your hand.
Down,
Out. You got to stop down here.
down, in, out, K.
Oh, you got to go all the way down to the bottom. Yep. All right, try it again.
Down,
You got to go all the way to the bottom.
down,
In, out.
out, K.
Beautiful. You want to, okay, you want to do it your own? Here, we can just. All right, go ahead.
Down,
All the way down.
down, in, out, K.
All the way down. Yep. Good. Beautiful. Try that one more time.
Down, in, K.
Out. Okay.
Out, K.
Yeah.
It's
Very.
actually sounding like you're saying that in.
Oh yeah. In, but it sounds like an N, doesn't it? Very good noticing. So when we're talking about those things, I like the way you're figuring out those what we're saying. Very
Reading
good.
it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a letter now. Okay.
So as we wrap up this Learning to Read video series, I want to leave you with one more thought. We've talked about sounds, we've talked about sounds and letters, and then the next large piece is building that sight word knowledge for both reading and writing. And so in working with moving into that, you can support them early on. You fill in what they don't know and let them put down what they do know. That's why we use that sound and letter checklist that I've shared with you earlier, and paying attention to what they're doing when you are playing around with them so that you know what they are capable of. They do that part, and then you support the frustrating or challenging parts for them. Maybe let them work on one or two challenging parts, but don't make it all challenging. That leads to frustration. The brain really does shut down, and then you've gone nowhere. It takes patience and some building on what they know, and you will see a reader and writer as soon as they work through some of those issues. I know they can do it. So as we build that sight word knowledge while working with our sounds and letters, take a look at this video with Sadie. We start with a simple book. It's just on one page. We cut it up. It says I am, and then I do the parts that are tricky, and she did the parts that she knew how to do. Then she got to draw the pictures, so we're giving some context to what is going on in the story. And guess what? There's another connection to the print concepts. There's a picture that carries meaning, and there are words that tell the meaning of the picture. You put the book together, you turn the book left to right, you read. It's all of those early reading components all put together in those books. We have a whole set of those at Homeschool Navigator for you to explore, or you can just make up your own. Just get a piece of paper, write some things down, capture your child's words in a very simplistic way, and build from there. They'll have so much fun making books. They're going to feel like an author, and they're going to want to do more and more reading and writing. I guarantee it.
Right. When we are talking about learning words and letters and sounds, this is a really great way to give some concrete meaning to the sounds and letters that children know. So we can do this simple book called I Am, and we can cut this into a book when we're all done, but for now we're going to write in it, and we're going to work with the known sounds and letters. So for example, we have I am blank. And notice how I'm supporting all of that. I am blank. Now our friend here is going to come up with an idea to fill in that blank. Tell us what you are. I am
Nice.
nice. So I am nice. I'm going to find out what is known about the word nice.
Nah. Nah.
What do you know about n? What letter makes n sound?
The letter that makes nah is N.
Can you make an N?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so there's an N. I'm gonna finish this because, just to show the word nice. Nice is spelled like this. There's a period at the end. So now I'm going to demonstrate I am nice. Can you put your finger up there and do the same thing I just did?
I am nice.
Good job. So now I have just demonstrated those early print concepts that I was talking about earlier. With my finger, I'm showing left to right. I am showing that we use the sounds to help us with the letter to write it down. Lots going on right here in a very simple, easy process. All right, let's fill in this blank. I am blank. What do you think?
Happy.
Happy. Do you know what happy starts with?
H.
All right.
Ha. Ha.
All right, let's put an H down there. Do you hear anything else in happy that you know?
P.
You hear the P too? Okay, great job. Let me show you. There's an A next to P. There are two P's in happy. Why don't you make two P's right next to that A? All right, happy ends with the letter Y. I am happy. You read that.
I am happy.
Oh,
no. I am happy.
Excellent job. Okay, so now our last box here. You wanna, what do you wanna fill in for I am what?
Smart.
Smart, okay. What do you think smart starts with?
S.
Do you hear this S?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with smart. All right, let me show you the rest of smart. S-M-A-R-T. I am smart. I am smart. You read that.
I am smart.
Excellent job. We have taken this book and we have put it together and taken those pages, we cut them out, and we stapled it together just like a book. Now your child is an author. The title is I Am. Notice how they're learning sight words, letters, and all those things put together just by this simple book. Let's go ahead and read I am. Let's use your finger and point to each word as your mouth says it. I am. You do it.
I am.
By.
By. Say.
Okay. Look at this instant book we have. Let's read it.
I am nice.
And then there's a picture holding hands. That's a very nice thing to do.
I am happy.
Happy face. Very nice. Oh, let's.
I
Oops,
am smart.
And look, there's a thinking bubble for smart. Excellent work. Look at this. We have a book for the reading library. We have all kinds of pages like this that we can keep going as we are learning our letters, our sounds, and our words. So for example, the next time, I know Sadie knows the word no, and we can read this. No, I will not go. No, she will not go. No, he will not go. They can draw pictures and begin to practice with those words. Here's an opposite book. Yes, I will go. Look at all those opportunities to learn sight words and giving context and meaning to them. All right. I hope you try this with your early readers. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this activity.
Do you want more of these things? Head over to Homeschool Navigator. We'd love to see you over there. Also, our next video is going to be about building that sight word knowledge. So check out, it'll be coming out here soon, video number 3. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button. You can click the bell to get notifications of when we upload new videos, and we'll see you next time.